Well, hello again. Uh, One thing I've always wanted, with a shop is I would like to have, along with regular power, air, just outlets on the wall. I know a lot of real, like, big shops always have it, and something I've never had in my shop. So everybody knows I picked up an air compressor. If you follow my videos, you'll see picked up an air compressor not too long ago. Finally, a big one. I had to replace. I had a homemade job that I've been using for a long time, and the compressor on it finally went out. I probably rebuild it. I probably will rebuild it, but it was actually a little smaller than I wanted. I think it was a half horsepower, 3/4 horsepower motor, and on a compressor it was probably a little bigger than that motor could handle. So anyway, I got a really good deal on Ingersoll Rand, 80 gallon, 5 horse. Got it installed, and I've been running all of the plumbing for it. So let's go ahead and kick off and see what all it took for me to do that. Alright, so I got sort of my initial setup here. Just comes out of the air compressor and goes into the wall. Um, Once I have confidence in everything, I don't have any leaks, I'll probably replace all of this with something a little more hard-coated, and then actually have a nipple that comes out of here. But I've pressurized it. You can see how long it actually holds everything. I ended up cutting my hole a little larger than I wanted. I actually have some patch material. I can patch that up. I'm not horribly worried about it. The shop isn't, some work of art or anything. And especially the garage here. Story I got this building back in the 50s or 60s was actually a chicken farm. And about 2 owners ago, actually it was pretty cool, he left me a photo album that the previous owner had from when he bought the house, and had them actually doing all the build outs. So on the other side of that wall is actually a little apartment style guest house, and then the big 3-car garage here. And then nice shop here. Well, usually nice. It's kind of a mess now. I've got too many projects working on. Interesting thing, the guy that built the place, he would raise and slaughter goats or sheep or something. And he built this here is actually a walk-in freezer that previous owners said when they moved in, they had turned it on, and they moved in the summer when it's 120 here, and they would run in there to cool off and then come back out. But he said his electricity bill was through the roof, so he'd never turned it on again after that. When I bought the place, it wasn't really a big deal. I didn't need a walk-in freezer, so all the equipment is here. I've just never used it, never turned it on. I tried turning it on. I was thinking about pulling it all out and trying to sell it. But I tried to turn it on. I couldn't get anything to work. So I don't know if I just don't know how it works, or if it just doesn't work. But it's an interesting place. Gives me a nice storage room at least. And it's this wall here is actually all sheet metal, so I can put magnets on it. I plan to have an air drop that'll probably come somewhere right over here above Yoda's head. And it'll come down and I'll have air for this area. I'll probably do another airdrop over here on this wall. I'll come down right by these switches here. Those are switches for the outside area. This is all stuff I have on Craigslist, just trying to get rid of. If anybody wants a kegerator or an old arcade machine. A whole bunch of pegboard and storage. And then I got all this bin system. A friend of mine's company was replacing all the stuff in their warehouse, and they're going to toss most of this. You know, they offered it up to the employees. None of them really wanted it. And he said, I know somebody who would definitely want it. And I got it. So I've got all of that there, and then above the lathe runs it all. Oh, that's a quick shop tour. Mounted up as a head cam. Hopefully be able to see at least a little bit of what I'm doing. Got my headlamp and the camera both mounted, so see the light shining out. This is the pipe here that I run, and it comes all the way, so the air compressor will be back in that corner over there. It comes up, you know, as seen through the attic over to the center here, and then into this 1-inch pipe. It's going to go all the way down to the far end down there. I've got a T-junction right there that I'm putting in. That's where this guy goes, and then that'll drop down to an air outlet there by the door. So that's the hole where I got to get to. This guy will be going on here, which has him line up with the hole there. So then all I have to do is be able to measure from here over to where the pipe's going to stick up, and get that in place so that I can get my air working again. This guy's just going to be capped. And of course I got all up here. I brought my goo and the pipe piece, but I forgot to grab the wrench. It just means an extra trip up and down the ladder and across the rafters and all that good stuff. Alright, that's a good start. Head back down and grab my wrench. 90s, no problem. I got a T here. I can plug one end of it. This is going up in the attic anyway, so not a huge problem. And if I ever needed to tap into it, I'd be able to. That'll be my justification. Alright. Plug went down in there pretty deep. Should be okay though. So all of this will go up in the attic, point down, and then the piece coming up that goes down the wall over by the door will just come up and tap right into there. Head up and take care of that. Alright, I don't know how much, if anything, the camera will be able to pick up. It's always dark up here, there's no real good lighting. But that pipe right there is the air line. Alright, if you can see that now, this is where I got it capped off currently. So I'm going to pull this plug out, and then this guy here will go in, hopefully in there. I have to cut a small bit of that away. But then he should fit perfectly here. Alright, let's see. May need a different wrench for this. Yeah, you have to run down and grab a crescent shortly. There's a slight hiss, probably some residual. Alright, now, yep, I'm going to have to cut a small bit of this out of here. So I'll probably do that with the Sawzall. Or, no, I can probably do that with a hole saw. I'll have to go grab the drill and a hole saw. Yeah, I get to climb up and down again. Back. Started using this stuff off of a recommendation of somebody else who was plumbing their shop on YouTube. And I've always had bad luck with the Teflon tape. I'd go through and apply it all like you're supposed to, and inevitably I'd always have leaks. So far this stuff, well, I still had some leaks. I'm pretty sure it's in the actual air line, the plastic hose, and the connectors. I'm pretty sure I have no leaks anywhere in these junctions, at least. All right. Right. So this is the stuff I've been using. Just picked it up at Home Depot. It doesn't cure, so it doesn't harden. So you can always pull the stuff back apart too. There's the plug that I pulled out. This was installed a week or two ago. See, it's still soft. Alright, now I'm going to head down and pull this guy off and get him fed into there. Man, it's hot up in that attic. So it's kind of the darkest corner in the shop over here. All the lights are kind of blocked by all the crap I have on this storage. Got this guy gummed up though. And hopefully I can feel around up here. Just shooting in the dark. Ta-da! To the magic of trick photography. I'm not just drenched in sweat and tired. This just magically happened. Alright, clean up the threads on this side of this guy, and then cut new threads on the other side. Some new thread cutting, or pipe thread dye. Actually forgot to show this in my new tools list, or video that I posted. Actually, I think I posted that today. But yeah, this came. It's a pretty old GT&D. It's in immaculate condition. It had a lot of rust on it. I just did some surface rust remover on it, and ended up doing more than I expected. I probably should have done a video of it, so kind of missed out on that. But yeah, I've got dies for all the sizes from 1/4 inch up to 1 inch. But so far, all the ones I've tried have been they've worked really well. nice and sharp. Like this thing was probably bought 50s or 60s or maybe even older than that, I don't know. And just not used very much. Alright, got threads on there. Hopefully they're deep enough. It starts to booger up everything because it's a lot of pressure. I don't have an actual pipe clamp, so it's a bit of a mess. So this is actually mostly just for looks. I took the galvanized portion off because I don't actually need a galvanized pipe. This was actually just pipe I had laying out in my scrap area. So I just stuck it in the lathe. It's actually a little bit long for my lathe, but I didn't have to. Well, I used the tailstock. The tailstock was actually hanging off the end of the lathe. That wasn't the best thing to do, but it worked. Get it done right. It's got some of this super blue. Make it pretty much look like black pipe. All right, that's sit for 5 minutes or so, then wipe it off. It'll be ready to install. This is the pipe that I blued earlier. I've got a little bit of assembly work I can do here. Alright, so one end I'm going to have this guy which necks down, and this will go on there once I'm on the wall. The joint between what's up there and the guy I blacked here, I put in a little angle guy and a pressure gauge so I'll know if I got pressure or not. So I need to get these guys on here and then this guy on the wall, and then I can put the rest of the accessories on. All right, now I can go get a wrench on that and get those guys torqued down and then put the whole thing up in the wall. Probably skip recording that, so the next stop will be putting these guys together and getting them on. All right, so one of the outlets I have here is right next to the bridge port. So now I've got air outlet here. I got a nice regulator on here. Well, not really nice. It's a cheapie from Home Depot, but it works. This goes up, into the attic and follows the pipes back. One of the main reasons I got this was with this mill, I got a cool misting thing, but it's clogged. I can't get it to blow any fluid through it. The air goes through it pretty easily. So I think, at least for now, I'll probably just use it to clear chips and figure out a different cooling system. Oh, with all the projects I've been working on, mostly the air system, that's been a pretty big thing. Plus general lawn maintenance and whatnot. I haven't done much machining for a while. All my tools feel like they're just sitting here waiting for me. So hopefully I'll be able to get back into the machining part, the fun part. So that's pretty much it. Right now I've got the 2 outlets, one here, one there. I've got most everything I need to actually finish one going to the garage door, but I'm not going to be doing that until probably maybe in November, maybe October, if all goes well next month. I do have a little bit of news. I just committed to purchase a new tool. This is my little zombie survival truck. The brakes were going out on it, just wore down. It's a 35-year-old truck. Replaced the back drums, huge pain in the ass, and the front right disc and calipers, but I haven't done the driver's side yet. So it's in here. I'm going to finish up the driver's side, and then got a new tool coming in. So stay tuned for that.